already discussed certain preparations of phenol and chemical properties of phenol. We discussed preparations of phenol and chemical properties of phenol. We discussed. Then a small aspect present in phenol. It is very 5 minutes aspect. After completion of that 5 minutes aspect, I want to start ethers. Okay, so you don't want to wait. Okay, so just look here. If you consider, don't write, just listen this one. It is a theoretical aspect. OH, NO2, have to take OH, NO2. If you take these two compounds, just listen. If you take these two compounds, it is called orthonitrophenol. It is called paranitrophenol. Orthonitrophenol and paranitrophenol. There is a special theory aspect present in these two compounds. That's why I took these two. So what is that aspect? So there, if you see nitrogen, here is what? Oxygen. Here also oxygen, here also nitrogen is there. But in first year, you already learned hydrogen bonding. Hydrogen bonding is possible in between fluorine and fluorine, fluorine and oxygen, fluorine and nitrogen, or oxygen and oxygen, oxygen and nitrogen, like that. So hydrogen bond can hydrogen bond can formed by 3 atoms only: oxygen, nitrogen, fluorine. So, but here 2 atoms are there. Oxygen is there, nitrogen is there. That means oxygen and nitrogen, hydrogen is there now. That's why they can make a hydrogen bond in between them. So look here, what's happened. If you take this orthonitrophenol, there oxygen is there now. So it can make hydrogen bond with nitrogen. Okay, so there is a oxygen. There is a oxygen. Can make hydrogen bond with nitrogen, or any with one of the oxygen. Okay. Now, if you take this compound, now there is no possibility to make a hydrogen bond with this nitrogen. Understand, guys? Here, the NO2 group present at ortho position of the phenol. NO2 group present at ortho position of the phenol. But here, NO2 group present para position of the phenol. That's why here no possibility to form hydrogen bonding like this first one. So that's why it can make hydrogen bond also, but with another molecule of paranitrophenol. Another molecule of paranitrophenol. So like this, it can make. So what it is, hydrogen bond takes place within the molecule here. Here hydrogen bond takes place in between the molecule. In case of orthonitrophenol, there is a possibility to form hydrogen bond by direct contact. Okay, but in this case, there is no possibility of direct contact in between oxygen and nitrogen because both are in opposite direction. That's why it cannot make hydrogen bond within the molecule. That's why it can make hydrogen bond with other molecule. So I already told you, if hydrogen bond present within the molecule, that one is called intramolecular hydrogen bonding. Intramolecular hydrogen bonding. If hydrogen bonding present in between two molecules, but hydrogen bonding is called intermolecular hydrogen. So we know that means orthonitrophenol can make a intramolecular hydrogen bonding. Paranitrophenol can make a intermolecular hydrogen bonding. So it having high B, it having low B. Generally, who can make hydrogen bond? They will possess high melting points and boiling points actually. But here, intermolecular hydrogen bonding having high boiling point than the intramolecular hydrogen bond. Because if you boil this molecule, if you boil this compound, it must, there is a necessary to cleave this hydrogen bonding in between these two molecules for evaporation. So boiling point means liquid converted into vapor. So if you convert these molecules into vapor, you must cleave hydrogen bonding in between them. That's why high temperature is required to cleave that bond for evaporation. But here no, don't want to cleave this bond in between hydrogen and nitrogen, because this hydrogen bond present within the molecule, it can evaporate along with hydrogen bond. This molecule can evaporate along with hydrogen bond, but here there is no chance along with hydrogen bond, because hydrogen bond present in between two molecules. That's why you must cleave that bond, then you have to evaporate. That's why it having high boiling point, having low boiling. So these two having a very important boiling point differences. That's why these two are separated by distillation process. These two are separated by distillation process. Distillation process is depend on a boiling point. In that again different types are there. Steam distillation, fractional distillation, like that. Okay, so these are having boiling point difference. That's why these are separated by distillation process. That is the phenomena in between orthonitrophenol and paranitrophenol. And also phenol having acidic nature, but orthonitrophenol having a less acidic nature than the paranitrophenol, because orthonitrophenol involving the hydrogen bonding directly. So here it is a less. It is present in between two molecules, two different molecules. That's why. So it cannot easily donate H plus than this. That's why paranitrophenol having a more acidic nature than the orthonitrophenol. Okay, that is the aspect of phenol. That is the aspect, phenol aspect. That one is. So next, ethers I want to move. Want to move ethers. Here, topic name is ethers. Last topic in it is a simple, very small aspect, important aspect. Certain topics are very important. Ethers, last aspect in 12.1 lesson. Ethers generally are alkoxy alkanes. ROR. Ethers, they are nothing but generally they are called alkoxy alkanes. Why they are called alkoxy alkanes? Look here. One of the alkyl group attached to the oxygen. One of the alkyl group attached to the oxygen and called as alkoxy. And remaining alkyl group considered as a alkane. And remaining alkyl group considered as a alkane. It having a special IUPAC name actually. Look here, IUPAC. I want to take certain compounds. First, you should take CH3, O, CH3. So, how to separate both alkyl groups? This side of the oxygen, one alkyl group. This side of the oxygen, another alkyl group is there. Now, this side of the oxygen, there is only one carbon. So, meth. Meth plus oxy, methoxy. Now, this side is only one carbon. Meth is nothing but methane. Now, I told you guys that what I told you that they are what alkoxy alkanes. Alkoxy alkanes means one of the alkyl group is attached to the oxygen called as alkoxy, and another alkyl group is considered as an alkane. Now, if you see CH3O CH3, there one of the carbon gets attached to the oxygen and called as methoxy. Another carbon is considered as alkane. One carbon alkane is methane. So CH3O CH3 is simply called methoxy methane. If you take two carbons both sides, then what's happened? That one is called ethoxy ethane. Ethoxy ethane. But if you take two different groups, two different alkyl groups, if you take, look here what's happened. Two different groups. For example, CH3, CH2, O, CH3. Now in this case, what's happened, look here. First you should identify smaller alkyl group. Smaller alkyl group means which one having less number of carbons. So here, this side of the oxygen having 2 number of carbons, but this side it having only 1 carbon. Now, how to consider smaller alkyl group and combine with oxygen? How to consider smaller alkyl group and combine with oxygen and called as alkoxy. So here 1 carbon, here 2 carbon. That's why 1 carbon combined with oxygen. So it is considered as a methoxy. Now 1, 2 carbons are there. So ethane. Methoxy, ethane, that one is. Now how to take? Now like this, how to consider? So now here, one side of the oxygen is only 1 carbon, other side 1, 2, 3 carbons are there. Now it is methoxypropane. Methoxypropane. But actually where methoxy is there, first position or second position? It is present at second position. If it is at first position, we can simply write that one as a methoxypropane, but it is present at second position. So it is called 2-methoxypropane. What we call that? 2-methoxypropane simply. Okay, present at second position. For example, if you take like this compound, or C2H5, whatever. So now it is methoxybenzene. Methoxybenzene. Simply it is the anisole. General name. What is general name? It is anisole. Anisole. But it is methoxybenzene. How to consider another thing? Was C2H5. It is called ethoxybenzene. Phenol it is. So it is what? Ethoxybenzene. Why ethoxybenzene? Here 2 carbons. It is a benzene. 6 carbons are there. That's why it is ethoxybenzene. It is methoxybenzene. Okay, like that. What are ethers? Ethers are compounds with general formula ROR. Ethers are compounds with general formula ROR. So generally they are called alkoxy alkanes. What are those? Alkoxy alkanes. Now here in IUPAC, how we can write IUPAC? One of the smaller alkyl group can combine with oxygen called as alkoxy, and the remaining one is considered as a alkane. Remaining one is considered as a alkane. So like that we can take names. If both sides are same, we can write methoxymethane like that. Those are called symmetrical ethers. Symmetrical means if you cut that molecule, if it gives two equal parts, that one is called symmetrical. If both alkyl groups are same, both sides of oxygen are same, those ethers are called symmetrical ethers. If both sides are different, those are called asymmetrical ethers. Those are called asymmetrical ethers. Now it is a symmetrical ether, but it is asymmetrical ethers. This is asymmetrical, this is asymmetrical, this is asymmetrical. Okay, like that. So ఇక్కడ ఏం లేదంటే సింపుల్ గా చిన్న ఆల్కైల్ గ్రూప్ ని ఆక్సిజన్ కి కలిపేసి ఆల్కాక్సీ అని రిమైనింగ్ దాన్ని ఏమనుకోవాలి ఆల్కేన్. ఆల్కీన్ ఏదైతే అది అనుకోవాలి. So that's enough. What is IUPAC of ethers is a special than the remaining. That's what I explained. So just look on that within 1 minute. Example చూసి మీపై మీరు ఒకసారి నేమ్స్ ఐడియా పెట్టుకోండి. Okay, now I want to move to UPSC already completed in first year. Isomerism also completed. Ethers are functional group isomers with alcohol, general case aronis. Already ethers exhibit metamerism. Also discussed in first year. Next, I want to take preparations of ethers. preparations of ethers. First, very important for objective point of view and IP point of view. The first reaction is Williamson synthesis. Williamson ether synthesis or Williamson synthesis it is. So just look here, what is the preparation method for ether? Best important and very important method, and objective point of view also it is very important. Williamson synthesis. Look here, simply alkyl halide, what it is? Alkyl halide reacts with sodium or potassium alkoxide. Sodium alkoxide. I simply write, I just want to write sodium here. So whatever, alkyl halide, RX alkyl, X is the halide. Alkyl halide reacts with the sodium alkoxide, NaOR లేదా KOR, potassium alkoxide, to produce ether. Look here, Na will get that X eliminated as a NaX. Na will get X and eliminated as a NaX, and R will add it to the OR. Then what we get? ROR. It is nothing but ether. It is nothing but ether. So simply, Williamson synthesis is very simpler one. I will explain remaining also. Williamson synthesis. In Williamson synthesis, what's happened? Alkyl halide reacts with sodium alkoxide. Alkyl halide reacts with sodium alkoxide. Just this halide ion taken by sodium and eliminated as NaX, and these are combined with OR, and we will get ROR. It is nothing but ether. Now, very important points I want to mention before taking applications. It is SN2 reaction. I already told you it is SN2, SN1. SN2 is a bimolecular nucleophilic substitution reaction. It is a single step reaction. Inversion of product takes place. I already discussed first chapter. Okay, it is a SN2 reaction. Tertiary alkyl halides and aryl halides are not eligible for Williamson synthesis. Williamson synthesis. Because of this tertiary alkyl halides gives elimination instead of substitution. So that's why they are not eligible. They are not eligible. But a tertiary alkoxide with methyl halide gives ether. So tertiary alkoxide with methyl halide gives only methyl halide. These are the important limitations for Williamson synthesis. Based on this limitation, different kind of objective bits can made. Okay, so first you should remember what it is. Alkyl halide reacts with sodium or potassium alkoxide. This Na will get the X eliminated as NaX, and remaining ROR ether is formed. But it is what? It is a SN2 reaction actually. It is a SN2 reaction. Now, in this Williamson synthesis, this tertiary alkyl halides and aryl halides. Aryl means a benzene ring with halogen, and tertiary alkyl halides both are not gives Williamson synthesis. If you want to prepare tertiary ether, you must take tertiary alkoxide. Tertiary alkoxide with only methyl halide. With only methyl halide gives ether. Okay, so these are the important points. So take note down. Then I will explain 10 to 15 examples, applications. Okay, who are eligible, who are not eligible, I want to explain. Please note down. I just want to give 2 minutes of time. Please complete immediately. అరే మీ మెటీరియల్స్ లో ఇంపార్టెంట్ లిమిటేషన్స్ ఇవేమి ఇవ్వరు, ఊరికే రియాక్షన్స్ ఇస్తారు. కానీ ఎగ్జామ్ లో బిట్స్ లిమిటేషన్స్, వాటిపైన ఆర్డర్స్, వాటిపైన మేడ్ చేస్తారు ఆబ్జెక్టివ్ బిట్స్ ఎప్పుడైనా కూడా. అది గుర్తుపెట్టుకోండి. అందుకే నేను రాసుకోమని చెప్పేది. 2 minutes లో కంప్లీట్ చేయండి ఫాస్ట్ గా. ఒకవేళ ఏమైనా కనిపించకపోతే యూట్యూబ్ లో ఒకసారి రివైండ్ చేసుకోండి. ఏముంది అక్కడ ఆబ్జెక్టివ్ ఇంపార్టెంట్, ఆబ్జెక్టివ్ పాయింట్ ఆఫ్ వ్యూ మనం డిస్కస్ చేసేది. అలాంటి వాటికి పాయింట్స్ ఇంపార్టెంట్. మీకు ఒక మెటీరియల్ ఒక బుక్ లో దొరకవన్నీ అప్లికేషన్. Please be complete. Okay, I want to move to next one. Applications of Williamson synthesis. Now look here. First, I want to take a simple application. First one, CH3 CH2 Cl plus NaOC2H5. I told you it is alkyl halide, ethyl chloride. Ethyl chloride. It is sodium ethoxide. Sodium ethoxide. Sodium ethoxide. It is a simple alkyl halide or X reacts with sodium alkoxide RO. Okay, to give ether, just what are eliminated? NaCl eliminated minus NaCl, and remaining is what? CH3 CH2 is nothing but C2H5O. Then again C2H5. What it is? Ether. ROR. What it is? ROR. RX alkyl halide reacts with sodium alkoxide to produce ether. That one is the. Okay, now applications I am discussing. Then if you take any different one, second one I want to take. CH3 CH Br CH3 plus CH3 ONA have to take. ONA have to take. Now what's happened? What's happened? Look here. Their Na, their Br are eliminated. Then remaining CH3 CH CH3 O CH3 gets attached minus Na Br minus Na Br. Next, third one have to take. If you take CH3, 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 Cl plus C2H5ONe, no reaction. No reaction. Because it is what? Tertiary alkyl halide. I already written in limitation, no reaction with the tertiary alkyl halide. If you take a tertiary reagent instead of CH3, ONe, with the methyl halide only reaction is possible. Only with the methyl halide, not with any other. It is tertiary reagent. Okay. So there it is tertiary alkyl halide. Tertiary alkyl halide cannot give reaction. But this one is what? Tertiary reagent with methyl halide reaction is possible. There NaCl is eliminated and remaining is CH3, CH3. There CH3. Here what we will get? O CH3 you will get. Like that is possible. Now how to take? CH2 Cl plus NaO CH3. Then it is not aromatic halide. It is not aromatic halide because halide is not directly attached to benzene ring. Okay, that's why it loses Cl and Na. And what we will get? Benzene ring. There are CH2. There are O. There are CH3. Just NaX will eliminated and remaining coupled together. Okay, that is the Williamson synthesis. Tertiary alkyl halides cannot give Williamson synthesis, and also aryl halides also cannot give Williamson synthesis. If there is any electron withdrawing group on aryl halide, it may possible because aryl halides cannot give substitution reaction. Well known that. Okay, so note down. I want to take another 5 examples for Williamson synthesis. Within 2 minutes, have to note down. Next time, we got. Okay, guys, I want to drop this. I want to go to next other examples, another 5 examples. I want to. Sixth one, look here. How to take a chlorobenzene and NaO C2H5. No reaction because of why it is. It is what? Aryl halide. Aryl halide it is. That's why aryl halides cannot give Williamson synthesis. Their Cl is directly attached to benzene. That's why it cannot involve in the substitution reaction. That's why we cannot get a corresponding product in this reaction. Okay. So next, how to take a cyclic compound like this? ONA plus, how to take a cyclic compound like this? Cl. Now it is not aryl, it is alkyl because it is not a benzene ring. Now that's why here NaCl both are eliminated minus NaCl. What we will get here? A cyclic ring with oxygen. Now here a cyclic ring is positive. Both rings are joined by elimination of NaCl. It is freely involving the reaction because no aryl halide here, no tertiary alkyl halide there. That's why. Okay. So now, for example, ONA Br is there. Now it involves in internal Williamson synthesis. Internal Williamson synthesis means there one of the alkyl halide reacts with sodium alkoxide. But here alkyl halide and alkoxide both present in one carbon. That's why NaBr eliminated from there. And what we will get? 1, 2, 3, 4 carbons are there. So look here. 1, 2, 3, 4 carbons. They will get one oxygen in between. What happened? NaBr eliminated, oxygen attached there. There plus NaBr will be. NaBr will be. Okay, like that. CH3, CH2, CH, Br, CH3 is there now. Plus ONA with NO2 group. Now I told you aryl halide not involved in the reaction, but aryl sodium aryl oxide it involved in the reaction. It is not aryl halide now. So NaBr is eliminated. So then what's happened there? CH3, CH2, CH2, CH3 gets attached to that O. Then already ring is there now. Ring is there. O is there. There what? CH, which is with CH3, that side. This side is C2H5, and it is already paired with a NO2. NO2. That is the applications of, those are applications of Williamson synthesis. You can write number of, note on this. That's enough for Williamson. How to remember limitations also. Applications, you can write number of applications based on that. Here reaction takes because it is not aryl halide. Okay, reagent is aryl, but halide is not aryl. Okay, reaction takes, and also it having withdrawing. Okay, students, tomorrow onwards, class started from 11 onwards. Class started from 11 onwards, tomorrow onwards. Exactly started at 11 o'clock. And ended as usual, 12:30 or 12:40, like that. I need more than 1.5 hours. So remember, tomorrow onwards, class will start from 11 o'clock onwards. Ending is depend on my patience. Okay, I hope it was completed. Okay, next. That is the first method for preparations of ethers. Second method, dehydration of alcohols. Dehydration of alcohol. Dehydration of alcohols. I don't want to expand this one because already came in alcohols. That's why I simply explained. I want to simply explain that. When alcohol is treated with concentrated H2SO4 at 140 degrees centigrade, concentrated H2SO4 at 140 degrees centigrade, or Al2O3 more than 250 degrees centigrade, more than 250 degrees centigrade. So 2 moles of alcohol have to take. 2 moles means another alcohol have to take. Okay, now here one H, here one OH. Here one H, here one OH. Eliminated as H2O. H2O. And remaining is what? R, O, R, ether. So look here, alcohol involved in dehydration. Dehydration is nothing but elimination of water. It's happening in presence of concentrated H2SO4 at 140 degrees centigrade or Al2O3 at 250 degrees centigrade. What's happened? 2 moles of alcohol losses 1 water molecule and converted into ether. Already discussed mechanism also. But tertiary alcohols gives alkene. It is important. Alkene, not ether. Not ether. Tertiary alcohols gives alkene, not ether. Look here what's happened and how we get CH3, CH2, OH in presence of concentrated H2SO4 at 140 degrees centigrade. What's happened? How to take 2 moles? OH one of the molecule and H is another molecule. So remember, then what we will get? CH3, CH2, O. Then again CH2, CH3 we will get. Because the 2 moles are there now, one H2O is eliminated. Like this. For example, if you take tertiary alcohol, CH3, 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 OH. So the alcohol OH binded carbon linked to 3 other carbon atoms. So it is tertiary alcohol. Now I have to take same concentrated H2SO4 at 140 degrees centigrade. Now it involves in, here substitution takes 2 moles linked with, one of the mole linked with another mole. But here no substitution, here elimination takes. That's why here what we get alkene. It is tertiary alcohol. Look here, one of the OH is eliminated, only 1 mole of the alcohol involved in the reaction. One of the OH eliminated here and one of the H eliminated here. So then what we will get? CH3 bond C there, CH2 bond CH3 plus H2O. But this carbon needs another bond. That's why here what we get double bond. Now it is what? Alkene. So tertiary alcohols gives alkene instead of ether. But remaining primary, secondary will give ether. Primary, secondary will give ether. It is important. It is the preparation of ether from alcohols. It is the limitation. Note down. Alcohol concentrate H2SO4 తో 140 degrees centigrade హీట్ చేసినప్పుడు 2 moles of alcohol నుంచి ఒక వాటర్ వెళ్ళిపోయి రెండు జాయిన్ అయిపోతాయి. అప్పుడు ఈథర్ వస్తుంది. అందులో టెర్షియరీ ఆల్కహాల్స్ ఈథర్స్ ఇవ్వము, ఆల్కీన్స్ ఇస్తాయని చెప్తున్నాం. I want to discuss another 2 preparation methods today. If possibility is there, one chemical property I want to discuss. నెక్స్ట్ అండి కొంచెం ఫాస్ట్ రాసుకోవాలండి, నాకు టైం తక్కువ ఉంది కదా, అందుకే రేపు నుంచి కొద్దిగా ఎక్స్ట్రా తీసుకుంటాను. Okay, guys, next. Third one and fourth one. Third one is alkyl halides with dry Ag2 silver oxide. Alkyl halides with dry Ag2. Dry means without water. If it having water, not that one is Ag2O, that get converted into AgOH. So that's why I have to take Ag2O instead of dry Ag2O instead of wet or moist Ag2O. If you take a moist Ag2O, that can dissolve in water and gives AgOH. Means that AgOH. Here I want to take one application or general case. Rx is alkyl halide. Have to take Ag2O. Have to take 2 moles. One of the Ag will get X. 2 moles of Ag is there now. 2 moles will get X and will eliminated as 2 AgX. And remaining 2 R's are there. One option is there. Simply we can write ROR. Simply it is ROR. Alkyl halide Ag2O will give ROR. Just what happened there? AgX is eliminated. Here also AgX is eliminated. Remaining 2 R's are there now. 2 are joined through oxygen. It is nothing but ether. Okay, take 2 applications. CH2Cl plus Ag2O. 2 moles have to take. Then simply what we will get? CH2O, CH2 along with a benzene we will get. Because 2 moles joined together through oxygen by elimination of AgCl. By elimination of AgCl. Then simply have to take C2H5Cl, have to take C2H5Cl. There have to take 2 moles Ag2O. Then what you will get? 2 C2H5 joined through oxygen. What we will get? C2H5O, C2H5 plus 2 AgCl are eliminated. Just alkyl halide treated with dry Ag2O, their halogen and silver are eliminated in the form of AgX, and remaining are both R's will attach through oxygen. Okay, that is the alkyl halide with dry Ag2O. Next, simple one, alcohol with diazomethane. It is a special reaction. Alcohol with diazomethane. First, you should know you have to take alcohol or OH. Then diazomethane formula CH2N2. Reaction takes in presence of sunlight. Have to remember, wherever you see diazomethane, reaction takes in presence of sunlight. So the formula of diazomethane is what? CH2N2. CH2N2. There what's happened? Look here, N2 is eliminated as N2, nitrogen, and CH2 will get that hydrogen and convert into CH3. Simply what we get? ROCH3. It is very simple. Diazomethane formula CH2N2. Then one of the hydrogen of alcohol will attach to CH2. That will convert into CH3, and combinedly that will give ether. Okay, I want to take a phenol. OH, phenol. then CH2N2. H2 have to take. H2, what's happened? That H will add it to that CH2, that will become CH3, and N2 eliminated as N2. Then what you will get? Benzene ring with O, CH3 plus N2. Like that, just H will convert into CH3. In alcohol, alcohol, hydrogen of the alcohol, hydrogen of the OH group will convert into CH3. That is alcohol with diazomethane will give ether like that. You can note down these two preparation methods. అంతా ప్రాక్టీస్ మీద డిపెండ్ అవుతుందండి. ఇక్కడ మీరు వినేది జస్ట్ రియాక్షన్ అయిపోయేంత వరకు మాత్రమే గుర్తుంటారు. ఆ రియాక్షన్ వరకే గుర్తుంటారు. ఫర్దర్కి వెళ్తే ఫస్ట్ రియాక్షన్ ఏం చెప్పానో కూడా తెలియదు మీకు. కాబట్టి లాట్ ఆఫ్ ప్రాక్టీస్ చేయాలి. మీరు సీక్వెన్స్ బై హార్ట్ చేసి సీక్వెన్స్ ఎగ్జామ్ రాయబడలేదు. అప్లికేషన్స్ చేసే విధంగా ఉండాలి, ప్రొడక్ట్స్ కనుక్కునే విధంగా ఉండాలి రియాక్టెంట్స్ ఇచ్చినప్పుడు. సో అప్పుడు మాత్రమే యూస్ఫుల్ అవుతారు ఆబ్జెక్టివ్ పాయింట్ ఆఫ్. ఏ రియాక్షన్ ఎలా జరుగుతుంది అనేది మీరు జాగ్రత్త చూసుకోవాలి. Okay, please be finished in 1 minute. There are 10 minutes. I want to take one reaction. Two reactions I want to take. Okay, next chemical properties of ethers. Last few days నుంచి సమ్మర్ అంటే తెలుస్తా ఉంది. అది కొంచెం జాగ్రత్త సరైన ప్లేస్ లో కూర్చోండి. Chemical reactions of ethers. So first one, reaction with chlorine. Reaction with chlorine. So chlorine formula well known, Cl2 chlorine. So here I want to take a diethyl ether ethoxy ethane. Diethyl ether I want to take CH3, CH2, O, CH2, CH3. C2H5 it is. C2H5 it is. That's why it is diethyl ether, or in IUPAC what we call that? Eth plus oxy, ethoxy, and this one is called ethane, ethoxy ethane plus Cl2. In dark, what's happening here? In dark means without any temperature. So one of the Cl will get H and eliminated as HCl. How to take 2 moles of Cl2? One of this H here gets that Cl eliminated as HCl. Another H here eliminated as HCl. And remaining, look here, what you will get? CH3, CH, Cl, O, CH, there Cl, there you will get CH3. Without these two Cl, it is diethyl ether, well known, but it is how to consider it is alpha. It is also alpha na, alpha dash, because both are adjacent to the oxygen. That's why one is take alpha, another one have to take alpha dash. So that's why it is called alpha comma alpha dash dichloro diethyl ether. Alpha comma alpha dash dichloro diethyl ether. What is the condition? In dark only 2 moles of chlorine involved in the reaction. Now, in presence of sunlight, ten moles involved in the reaction. All 10 hydrogens from the diethyl ether will replace with chlorine. Then what you will get? CCl3 bond, CCl2 bond, O, CCl2 bond, CCl. CCl3, CCl2, O, CCl2, CCl. All hydrogens minus 10 HCl. It is per just if all chlorines are all hydrogens are replaced, just have to take per word. Okay, per chloro diethyl ether we will get. Per chloro diethyl ether. In presence of what? Sunlight, all hydrogens of ether will replace with chlorine. Not only diethyl ether, you can take any ether. Okay. In presence of sunlight, all hydrogens will replace us with chlorine. But in case of in presence of dark condition, only alpha hydrogens will replace us with chlorine. Okay, no doubt. Last one reaction I want to explain today. డార్క్ అయితే ఆల్ఫా ప్లస్ లో మాత్రమే హైడ్రోజన్స్ రీప్లేస్ అవుతాయి. అదే ఇన్ ప్రెసెంట్ ఆఫ్ సన్లైట్ అయితే అన్ని హైడ్రోజన్స్ రీప్లేస్ అవుతాయి అన్నమాట. ఓకే, నెక్స్ట్ లాస్ట్ రియాక్షన్ ఫర్ టుడే. ఐ హోప్ ఇట్ వాస్ కంప్లీటెడ్.
సుదర్శన్ సార్ అయిపోతుందిగా అయిపోతుందిగా
అయిపోవచ్చు లాస్ట్ రియాక్షన్.
ఓకే ఓకే కానివ్వండి. అయిపోతున్న పిల్లలతో మాట్లాడేది అది.
నేను టర్మినేట్ అవ్వచ్చు కదా. రియాక్షన్ విత్ CO. CO means carbon monoxide. So just have to take ether or O or plus CO in presence of temperature or BF3, boron trifluoride. Boron trifluoride. Here it is very simple reaction. There CO addition there. CO just added there. Then what we will get? R C O O R we will get. R C O O R. What it is? Ester is formed. Means when ether is reacts with carbon monoxide, what we will get? Ester. For example, how to take C2H5O C2H5 plus CO. What's happened? Just CO added there. What you will get? C2H5COO. C2H5 you will. Okay. For example, how to take OCH3 how to take plus CO. Then what's happened? Just CO added there. Just it will convert it into COOCH3. Okay, just CO gets addition to ether and to form what? Ester. So by taking different kinds of ethers, we will get different kinds of products, applications. Okay, so that's enough. When on reaction with the CO, it will give ester. I hope tomorrow, in tomorrow class, ether will be completed. To that 12.1 will come. Please note down. Basha sir. Basha sir.